Facebook Live. It's time for your weekly wake, what I need to know. And today we're talking about sleep. Ooh, this is a big topic because this is one that literally affects every last one of you who's watching this. So there's no one who's left out in a discussion on sleep. But I thought I'd start with just a few facts about sleep, particularly for adults here in the United States. The National Sleep Foundation does regular studies to see how well we're sleeping, and it turns out, and you probably know this already, I'm not making any breaking news, but at least half of adults did not get a good night's sleep at least one night last week. I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? Like, I'm thinking about my last night, which started and ended at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Okay. So anyway, sleep is super, super, super important, and half of us are not sleeping well at least one night per week. And when we look at women specifically, at least 1 out of 3 women have a problem with either falling asleep, staying asleep, or both. Both pieces of the sleep cycle are just so important for overall general health. So we thought that we'd talk about the 6 really super duper important reasons why you need, we have 7 hours is your goal for sleep. You see, I didn't sleep well last night. 6 reasons why you want to sleep at least 7 hours each night. And these are the science-based, the evidence-based reasons for why you should sleep. So,
Number 1 is mood. So not getting good sleep affects your mood, and most people can, associate with that. Sorry, it's late in the day. We did not get to this at 1 when our brains were working better. I also didn't sleep well last night. But actually having decreased sleep during the night changes your brain waves for the entire next day, where you don't have nice, active, healthy brain waves. The other thing with mood that is such a horrific vicious cycle, and we're all about breaking people free of their vicious cycles elements, is you need serotonin to feel awake. Serotonin turns into melatonin, which helps you sleep. But if that cycle's not working, now not only are you not awake, you're also not happy and joyful because you're struggling to produce your happy brain chemical.
All right. Your heart, how does not sleeping well affect your heart? Well, when we look at studies that show that people who sleep less than 7 hours per night have an increased rate for developing high blood pressure or hypertension. The arteries get stiffer, they get harder, they're less flexible, and that happens definitively when you are sleeping consistently less than 7 hours. And if you sleep less than 5 hours per night, not only are the arteries to the body getting harder and stiffer, but even the ones that are at your heart are getting harder and stiffer. So we see more heart attacks in people who don't get enough sleep. So man, for me, that's like really sobering. 5 hours was the magic number for that whole heart attack risk piece, but 7 hours in general for high blood pressure and hypertension.
And it's Heart Health Month, and we've really been focusing on women's heart health this month. Come see me at the Juice Bar tomorrow. I'm talking about it there at noon. But sleep also affects blood sugar. And in my talk, I talk about kind of how the pipes can get brittle, your blood vessels can get brittle. Well, lack of sleep causes it, but sleep also increases your blood sugar, and blood sugar, in addition, will make your pipes brittle. So lack of sleep increases the risk of heart attacks and diabetes, independent of what Dr. Wade just talked about, of just the sleep affecting your heart, affects blood sugar, which also affects your heart.
And remember, sugar feeds fire. Sugar equals inflammation. So if your insulin is not as sensitive because you're not sleeping so well, your blood sugars are going to be higher because you're not sleeping so well. And as those blood sugars are higher, you're releasing more markers of inflammation. Your body is globally more stressed. So those little signals, those cytokines, those interleukins, the ones that should normally be released, for instance, if you encounter a cold virus or a stomach bug, now are being released just because you didn't sleep long enough to refill your tank to settle everything out. So we also know that when we look at the leading causes of death, so many of them are about chronic inflammation, right? Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, all about chronic inflammation. And if you're not sleeping with those higher blood sugar levels, you're beating up your immune system. So you gotta sleep. And remember, at least 7 hours a night. That was part of the magic number that you're shooting for.
And sleep is when you heal, both heal your physical body and heal your brain. They've done some interesting studies where they've compared people like lumberjacks, people who are extremely physical during the day, to people like college students who are extremely mental during the day. And they find that the more physical you are, the more deep sleep you have, and the more academically challenged you are, the more REM sleep you have. It's that REM sleep where you tend to not be asleep as deeply, and that's where people tend to wake up. That's also your dream state sleep. But if you don't have those the 7 hours of sleep, you're not getting into REM sleep enough to heal your brain, and we see significant decreases in brain function. Lack of sleep is actually equivalent to being drunk. So tired driving is actually worse than drunk driving in terms of your ability to respond to challenges on the road, and that's just one example of how poor sleep leads to poor thought processes.
And another really, really big topic is weight. And so, so many times we, that was good. So many times we have patients who are so frustrated with, I'm cleaning up my diet and I'm exercising more. And when you really start to peel away the layers for all the things that are so important for helping to stabilize weight and optimize metabolism, often it's that they're not sleeping well, and the studies really do bear this out. So 3 consecutive nights of not sleeping well increases your ghrelin for greedy. So that's the hormone that makes you hungry, that makes you want to eat, and it decreases your leptin, and that's the hormone that makes you feel, okay, I can leave the food alone, I can step back from the table. So when you don't sleep, you have higher sugars, more inflammation, more hypertension, higher markers for immunity, the mood is low, the brain is foggy, performance is impaired, and you also mess up your metabolism. Now the good news is, while it takes 3 days to mess that up, it only takes about 5 to 7 days to get those hormone levels, the ghrelin and the leptin, better balanced again. So all is not lost, all hope is not lost. If you start making a plan now to get into a better sleep pattern, and you really got to contract with yourself on that, you need to decide that I'm going to bed at fill in the blank time, I need to wake up at fill in the blank time, and I'm going to dedicate that time to actually being asleep. So lights out. Most people need to be in a cooler environment. Too hot can be disruptive for sleep, so lights out, slightly cool. If you have a digital clock, you should turn the lights away from where you can watch the time ticking down, but those lights, even on that digital clock, can keep your brain stimulated and keep you in a wakeful state, and what we want is to get into that deep sleep state. Lights out. Oh, I said that 3 times, right? It's so important. But also, don't check the Facebook one more time. Don't check your email one more time. Don't log in right fast for work one more time. Generally speaking, 9 p.m., no matter what your goal bedtime is, 9 p.m. is when you should stop having exposure to those blue rays.
So in a wink, poor sleep can affect your mood, your heart, your blood sugar, your immunity, your brain, and your weight. So 7 hours of sleep is the important number to hit. 7 consecutive hours of sleep is what you're going for. And that, as a simple, free thing, you have to do it anyway.
It's free!
Affects and elevates every aspect of your life. And we're all about optimization, or as we like to call it, awesomization at Elements. So in a wink, get your 7 hours of sleep. See you tomorrow at Juice Bar.
Bye-bye.